does not necessarily represent the views of this cable station.
Please stand by. Public.
That is incredible.
I gotta finish this review.
Welcome to the 2016 Porsche 981 Cayman GT4 1-year ownership review. Today I'm going to discuss with you the engineering breakdown of our 981 GT4's setup and go over the ownership review, how we've enjoyed the vehicle over the last year, its performance, its reliability, and most importantly, is it a good daily driver? Let's find out. This engine pulled from the 911 991 Carrera S and used in the road-going 981 Cayman GT4 and 981 and 718 GT4 Club Sports is absolutely amazing. The engine delivers an impressive 385 horsepower at 7,400 RPMs, but with the adjustments and modifications we made by adding the Fabspeed Motorsport GT450 race performance package, the 981 Cayman GT4 made 400 rear wheel horsepower on 101 octane race gas. The only issue we had with this lightweight 6-speed manual transmission was really just a loose shifter. Slightly vague, but the numeric racing short throw shifter and racing cables took care of everything. This transmission fires off shifts like nothing I have ever experienced. Porsche built this transmission in-house, so you know it is perfect inside and out. As of this date, I will go on record saying I have never enjoyed shifting a manual transmission in any other vehicle like the 981 Cayman GT4 with numeric racing, short throw shifter, and performance cables. The chassis and suspension in the 981 Cayman GT4 was designed to deliver high levels of agility, stability, and directional accuracy. Most impressively, height, camber, toe angle, and the anti-roll bars of the chassis can be individually adapted for use on the racetrack. The incredibly well-balanced and precise nature of the mid-engine layout Porsche designed for the 981 Cayman GT4 can only be truly understood and experienced when driving or riding in this vehicle. Porsche designed the steering and handling of the 981 Cayman GT4 to tackle the harsh demands of racetrack use. Due to this vehicle gets through the corner faster and it actually helps the driver find the ideal line sooner. With one of the best feeling electronic steering setups at this price point, and the Porsche Active Suspension Management System continuously regulating the damping force for each wheel according to the road conditions, the 981 Cayman GT4 is incredibly easy to steer, to handle, and to precisely point in the direction you want it to go. No matter which R compound performance tire you select for your 981 Cayman GT4, you'll find you have plenty of grip for any road, highway, or racetrack road surface condition. Porsche engineering prowess is evident in the aerodynamics, braking, and safety of the 981 Cayman GT4. However, we did notice driving the 981 Cayman GT4 above 120 miles per hour on the racetrack, we felt the front end lift up significantly and steering become much lighter and a little bit more vague than we would have liked. Under incredibly hard braking, we did notice the tail end of the 981 Cayman GT4 slide out and fishtail just slightly. It wiggled, if you will. But other than that, the car was incredibly easy to control, and the aerodynamics of the rear carbon fiber wing helped keep that car sucked to the ground. When we first got this vehicle, we were very biased towards its performance on track and on windy mountain roads. It was just the perfect vehicle in terms of its mid-engine layout that it completely captivated us, and the car was perfect. There was nothing wrong with it. And when people asked, could you daily drive this vehicle? We said, oh sure, yeah you can. You know, we've been driving it on windy mountain roads, we've taken it to the racetrack. And what we realized is we weren't really answering the question, could you daily drive this in traffic, on your way to work, day in and day out? Well, again, when we first got this vehicle, we answered yes, it's not a problem. However, after 2 road trips up the coast, going about 200 to 250 miles, that changed. And after about 100 miles, even with the Sport Plus seats, 18-way adjustable, we found that we kind of wanted to take a break from sitting in the car. And it's not that this vehicle isn't set up as a daily driver GT4. You have the standard brakes, you don't have the carbon ceramic brakes, and we don't have the carbon fiber bucket seats. We have the Sport Plus 18-way adjustable seats. So even though this is the more comfortable or basic GT4 layout, it still can be very tiring on your body if you're traveling a long distance. Even with the shocks in normal mode, not in sport mode, the car is still built for the racetrack. The car is still built for windy mountain roads. It has a certain level of compliance with certain rubber bushings. Not everything is spherical bearings, but at the same time, the way the car was designed, it's really meant to be pushed at 9/10 or 10/10. Driving it on the street, you really don't get a sense of what the car's capable of. You don't get a sense that the car can handle everything it's designed to do because you're going at low speeds. When I consider driving this in traffic, you have the manual transmission to consider. And again, you're just not in the type of car that I think would lend toward maybe people that are taller, maybe people that are older, such as myself, who maybe don't want to get in and out of a car that's so low, with bucket seats positioned so low, day in and day out for work. Now, as an audio engineer, you would imagine in my line of work, one of the first things that I would test is the stereo system in the 981 Cayman GT4, and particularly examine the psychoacoustics, or the reflections in the cabin, and how that would apply to a stereo system. Now, I gotta tell you, I haven't messed with the stereo system at all. In fact, I think it accidentally came on twice, and I turned it right off. If you're in the market for this vehicle, one of the last things you care about is the stereo system. One of the things I wanted to address now that we're here at Woodland Hills Porsche is the reliability and maintenance of our 981 GT4. We haven't had any reliability issues, and maintenance has been minimal. We've changed all fluids after track days, we've taken care of the vehicle, and as hard as we have pushed it, the vehicle hasn't broken a sweat. I mean, it's not even bothered by going on track, going up windy mountain roads. It really was built so well, and the quality control is so high that we're floored. I mean, it made us fans of Porsche, and we understand now why there are so many loyalists to the brand. The quality and the initial quality and the long-term quality are amazing. And when you drive a Porsche, even for a minute, you get it. You understand what the fuss is about. You see these cars around, you go, oh gosh, okay, there's another Porsche. But then you get in one, and you drive one, and you get it. And the 981 GT4 is no exception. It is an amazing vehicle. The reliability we haven't had any issues. It's been flawless. And maintenance has been just that, regulatory maintenance. And we've had this vehicle on track. We have pushed it very hard, and we couldn't be happier with our experience in terms of reliability and maintenance. Performance. This car's level of performance is absolutely incredible. Mid-engine layout designed by Porsche. What else do you need to know? And I can tell you this though, this car's performance isn't really felt or noticed until you push it above 6 or 7/10. When you drive it around daily, it's absolutely what you would imagine. It's actually very calm and well poised. But once you get it above 6 or 7/10, it is absolutely an incredible experience. That's where it likes to be pushed. It doesn't break a sweat daily driving. You really have to get it going. The turn-in is very predictable. The steering is linear and accurate, although it's not till you start turning the wheel, that's when you notice the accuracy of the steering. Top dead center, it's actually just neutral. It's not numb, but it's neutral. But hitting these corners right now, it's just absolutely a pleasure. Power is It's linear. The engine responds very well over 5,500 to 6,000 RPMs. It's exactly where you want to be in a car like this. You can put the power down right away coming out of an apex, and the car just sticks. Thanks to the tires. Cup 2s are stock. We have the R888Rs on here right now. I mean, it's just so predictable. It inspires so much confidence. It's raw, but it doesn't take away from the precision that Porsche instills in their vehicles. The valves are open on the Fabspeed GT450 race headers and exhaust. It doesn't break a sweat on any of these turns. Look at this. Look at that, completely predictable, no issues. We're catching up with traffic here. Okay, the braking is on point as well, even with the steel brakes. This is not the PCCB. We don't have the Porsche carbon composite brakes on here, but the steel brakes bite, and they're very predictable, and they're actually good for track use because you can afford to replace the pads and things more often. The carbon ceramics are so expensive, and a lot of people take those kits off of these cars if they're going to track a lot. But my gosh, what an incredible driving experience this car offers. The Porsche 981 Cayman GT4, in the truest sense, is a pure sports car. The first word that comes to mind when you sit behind the wheel of the 981 Cayman GT4 is motorsport. This car exudes what it means to be a driving enthusiast, demanding precise traditional inputs, full control over a perfectly mixed blend of raw character and Porsche precision and finesse, and unique character that teases and taunts the driver to push the car harder and harder and harder, only rewarding the driver with satisfaction and pure delight. This is the type of car that would take your die-hard, hardcore drag racing enthusiast and transform them into a road racing, canyon carving addict after one drive. I can summarize my feelings about this car in one word: timeless. This car is timeless. With a mid-engine layout design, a naturally aspirated, high-revving internal combustion engine, 6-speed manual transmission, and Porsche's discerning engineering prowess, the Porsche 981 Cayman GT4 is the perfect storm. It might be, arguably, one of the best sports cars ever made. To answer the question, was it worth it? I can speak on behalf of my father when I tell you it was one of the most pivotal driving experiences we've ever had in our lives. It was one of the finest, nicest, and well-balanced vehicles we've ever had in our garage. Don't let the 911 owners tell you it's just a Cayman. They're just jealous that their GT3 doesn't have the balance that the GT4 has. The 981 GT4 is a legend. It was the first of its kind to be designated as a GT car in the Cayman class. It has rightfully earned the GT badge. Even though the 981 Cayman GT4 has just left our garage, the car is so good and we miss it so much, we're already considering replacing it again. That's how good this car really is. Thank you so much for watching the 2016 Porsche 981 Cayman GT4 1-year ownership review. If you haven't already, please subscribe now. Smash that like button and leave a comment down below. If you like the review, leave a comment down below. If you thank you for